the Patterson Gimlin
Oh,
video
Kyle,
is
can you
like
pull this up?
the original. Yeah, I went real deep on this recently.
What'd you
Um,
figure out?
I want you to watch it.
Okay. The vignetting around Bigfoot there is very
Oh, that's
questionable.
just somebody added that.
Yeah,
Okay,
someone added
so it
that.
looks like that without that weird, like, stabilization thing.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Exactly.
run it back, run it back. Let's see that again.
So for those only listening, this is the Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot video of basically a pretty much just a gorilla walking through a wooded area.
I mean, it looks really good. Kyle, is there one where they haven't done the, like, stabilization? Is there an organic one? We don't need to watch the video 1,000 times over. I mean, to me, it looks like a guy who spent a lot of time making a fantastic Bigfoot costume and then set up a camera from far away and walked in front of it.
What? And that's exactly what it is.
Is it? I don't
So
know.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Oh,
well, no, nobody knows. It's still hotly contested.
It's been debunked, mate. That's ludicrous.
oh, Jesus! I see why stabilization
It,
was on it.
it has been the subject of many attempts to debunk or confirm, but there is no consensus. Read about it. Spend some
I
time. They've
I
made
will say,
documentaries about it and the debate that's ensued.
he's got a fantastic rump. Like
He
that,
does. He
that
does.
Bigfoot has a tremendous derriere, which is a delight in 2023.
Why? Okay, so let's say this guy made that suit and did it. Why? What's the reason? Just to feel special? Pure boredom?
That one I
I-
don't get. Like the guy that we talked about and have talked about a few times, this is stuck with me. I think it will forever. Who put the Velociraptor feet on and walked up and down the beach in Florida every day?
Yeah.
That guy I get. Like that's hilarious. You're just causing a whole community to think that there's a dinosaur around at night. Like that's fantastic. I mean, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it for the clout. You know, he never even revealed himself until he got busted. This I don't get. Why would you just dress up as a Bigfoot to put that video out in the world? I don't know what the benefit is. You don't get
Okay,
anything out of it, right?
so now what if I told you that people have pulled up side by side images of, so this was in 1967 the video was released.
Okay.
In 1970 a Planet of the Apes sequel was released where, you know, tons and tons of money was spent by a big film studio to make believable ape costumes.
Sure.
And the one that's in the Patterson Gimlin video is way better than the ones in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
The ones in the movie look like fucking Pillsbury Doughboys with hair taped to them.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's true. How do you make that look so good in the 60s? It's a good question.
Does it walk? Is that
Yeah,
how a gorilla
those are
walks when it
fruit
walks
fruit.
upright?
Those are those are really rough. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's
does a
with
gorilla
millions
walk?
of dollars.
It's
Sorry, go ahead.
it's so funny looking at those compared to the Bigfoot costume.
Yeah. But is that how a gorilla walks if it is walking upright? Does it walk like that?
No. So a gorilla, I mean, if they're walking upright, they're like very sort of back leaning with their sort of arms up, or they're front leaning because their arms are so heavy. It's very different to a gorilla. A gorilla is like,
Okay.
you know, it's got these big, heavy forearms. So it's like hunched over, front leaning, or it's leaning so far back, which is why whenever you see them doing the chest thump thing, they're like, look like they're arched way back.
Right.
It's because there's so much weight and mass. They're not really meant to be fully upright. See what I mean? See how he's like arched back like
Yeah.
that?
Very awkward.
Yeah, it's not, you know, I mean, there it looks good when it's behind the hill, but as soon as you see like the lower half, you can see he's
Mhm.
sort of craning his shoulders backwards to be upright. It's not very vertical. And you compare that to our Bigfoot thing you saw a minute ago, and it's much more like bipedal looking.
Yeah. It has the gait of a man,
It
of
does.
a very sassy man.
So Pat, are you saying that you think that this is legit? This one?
No.
Okay, just wondering.
I'm intrigued. It's interesting to go down the wormhole on this one a little bit because
Oh, this
some
thing's
very credible people don't think it's a costume.
they're always fun. It's always fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun to see these things and whatever it is, who cares? It's like it's fun. Here's the other thing. You're asking why would someone do this? If I was a fanatical believer in Bigfoot, well, I guess I wouldn't say that because I'm a fanatical believer in thylacine. But here's what I was going to say. It's kind of like Neil Waters, right? Like he's such a fanatical believer in thylacine that there's no way he doesn't know that those shitty images he put out is not a thylacine. But maybe he self justifies it by going, if I put out these fake pictures and say it's thylacine, it will spur enough attention and enough excitement around thylacine that it might actually lead to more conservation efforts, discovery efforts, whatever. Maybe that's what
Right.
this person is thinking. Like, I'm so, I saw Bigfoot 100%. I know it so much so that I'm willing to fake it to cause like a mass push or hysteria to try and uncover the real thing. And if I have to
Yeah.
be, devious in order to do that, well, so be it, because it's for the greater good. I could see somebody like self-justifying their shitty like deception by doing that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, where they're
Yep.
like, this is worth it. It doesn't matter if I'm the bad guy.
Well, it's like the Sheelys who released the infamous Florida skunk ape video, like the most famous one, and then opened a roadside attraction called the Skunk Ape Research Facility, which you said you've been to for us. And it's just
Many
it's just a
times.
gift shop.
It's great.
You
It's a
buy
great gift
stuffed
shop
skunk
though.
apes. It's
Yeah.
fucking packed all the time. I was there this year.
Yep.
There's like
Yep.
fucking 60 people there just like buying stuffed skunk apes for 40 bucks
Did you
each.
buy yourself a blow dart gun there? Because that's where I have purchased every one I've ever owned.
Yeah, like when you cracked your buddy's windshield with it.
Yep, that's where it came
Yeah.
from skunk ape HQ.